3 hours can't be that hard.
Oh, you wish.
What? Wait, what? How come I can hear you? I thought you left.
Sometimes you can still hear her voice. Gay, homosexual, gay.
Guess just there's no way for me to know what she means. Right? I forget what voice I gave her. I think I... All right, she's mega mean, so...
Yeah.
No, I'm not giving her mega mean voice.
Yeah.
Turns out I was wrong. 2 hours are agony. I wander from store to store, stepping in without actually caring what's for sale. The first is a vegan restaurant. I don't try any samples. Just next door is some fetish shop with its windows covered. All the lights inside are colored, mostly red or sometimes violet. The girl behind the counter, pale-skinned and with artificially black hair, gives me a smile that I return. But I don't stick around. I don't even know what I'm doing. Going through the motions of being a tourist, I guess. Technically, I am exploring Las Vegas. Tomorrow, I'm sure I won't be able to remember a single detail of these shops. Up ahead is yet another street vendor. His setup is nearly twice as long as most of the others and includes a large glass display case. Looks like it must be a pain to transport. I wander over, pretending to be interested. Clerk, a Hispanic man with a short goatee, watches me but doesn't say anything, not even a greeting. It's all cell phones and cell phone accessories, chargers, cases, cords, and the like. Nothing relevant to me. Have you considered getting a cell phone anyway? Amber? Maybe? There's a special discount on prepaid phones and time cards right now, it seems. Half dozen identical posters plaster the wall of the longest case. I stare at one of the flyers, though I'm not actually reading it, just imagining if Marina and I had cell phones. Might help at times like this. Times when I'm being a ridiculous and clingy and idiot. Being able to reach her at any time would be nice, but would they get much use? Circle wipe to like 2 weeks later, texting Marina at 3 a.m. Oh, where you at? Help, I'm lonely and gay.
You're emoji. Literally on the other side of this couch. Oh my god.
But you're over there. Ellipsis. Peach emoji. That's when I realize something, and I'm dumbfounded by a simple fact. What is it that's been bothering... What it is that has been bothering me since we split up? This is the first time since meeting Marina that I've been on my own. That she isn't just a room away or within shouting distance. Even though it's only been a couple of hours, I suddenly feel profoundly alone. It's pathetic, I know. I'll see her again in less than an hour now, but the anxiety of separation gets the better of me. It makes me sick all the horrible scenarios rush into my head again. The ones where something bad is happening to her and she's not able to call for help. I look at the phones in the case. Never had one, so I'm not very knowledgeable, but they look cheap and flimsy. I try to find a brand name, but it wouldn't mean much to me even if I could. The only names I'd be familiar with are those massive companies who make everything, not just phones. The ones whose merchandise costs hundreds if not thousands of dollars. I think Marina had a Heisei? I heard they're pretty good. Then again, I've also heard about shady stuff with them suddenly replacing all their production workers with robots. Gah. Gramps said this sort of thing would be a part of the New World Order.
Oh no.
Oh no, Amber.
No, QAnon Grandpa.
I know we're supposed to, love Amber's grandpa, but no. Doesn't matter though. It's tempting, but there isn't much point. In just a week, less now even, the festival will be over. And after that, well, the phone gives us a way to stay in touch. Once we've... I spin around and walk away in a hurry, feeling suddenly sick again. I must have looked like a lunatic, coming up, standing still, then freaking out and leaving. Maybe that's why the guy didn't say anything. I just look like another insane junkie. I picture some tweaker stepping out of an alley towards Marina, who, of course, wouldn't even notice, and I shove those thoughts out of my head. 1 hour, just one more hour. Chill, I tell myself for the 1000th time. Across the street from the phone carts is a bright green sign for a candy store. One of those places that has floor-to-ceiling bins of gummies and that sell by the pound. I half expect to see Marina in there herself. Oh no, she's gotten herself trapped in one of the floor-to-ceiling vats. No!
No!
Oh no, why are they suddenly playing a piano tune with about her ironic fate? Getting her a surprise bag of sugar might be a good way to make up for being weird. Until the next time I act weird, that is. I cross the street as soon as there's a gap in the traffic, not bothering to go to a crosswalk. Sweet tooth, nice. The doors have an outline and handles that are the same lime green as the sign. When I step inside, I see that the walls are too. I'm reminded of the slime from those old shows I used to watch on TV that would be sprayed onto the audience or cast members.
Slime
you ever think about how weird that was? Like, in retrospect, that we all just kind of accepted that a big form of entertainment was taking young kids and just covering them in goop. Like, it's just, what do you think?
And then you grow up and realize you can't just get covered with goop on a whim. That was a lie sold to you by big media.
It fucked with me. I thought that was a normal thing for a while. It was like, why?
And then they discontinued my slime gum.
God. Anyway, why also did everyone want to have like slime? Why? Like, what
slime is cool.
Okay, slime is cool, but like, do you want to ingest it? Do you want to have it all over your body? Probably yes.
Maybe.
If you watched that show a lot as a kid, I mean, it fucked us all up. It's fine.
I mean, gotta make slime girls real.
Okay, slime girls are a different thing, though. I feel like that's related for sure, but I feel like that's also a completely different set of conversations there. And I'm
moving briskly along.
God damn it! Call me out in the comments. It's fine. Not the most appetizing impression. The selection is good, though. Like I expected, there are more varieties of candy than I've ever seen in a single place. Only pictures. There are several different types of plastic bag that you can fill, ranging from I'm on a diet to garbage bag sizes. I grab a medium-sized one. Then I realize that I don't know what to get for Marina. Definitely chocolates, but with or without nuts. I can't remember if I've ever heard an opinion. I try to recall what she's gotten at gas stations along our trip, but I never paid that much attention. Maybe I should go for a mixture of both, but then what if she's allergic to something? Probably wouldn't have ever come up since we always eat out and order for ourselves. Yeah, you do.
Got him.
What, Marina? Marina, how come I can still hear you even now? Okay. Just following behind her, whispering, okay. I don't want to give her a 3-pound sack of anaphylactic shock. Gummies, then. Those might be safer. There are more types of gummy candies than I ever thought existed. Different flavored rings, candies shaped like the fruits they taste like, and other things like chewy soda bottles. For just a moment, I wonder about which ones I should pick. God, imagine going into an open-air candy store in this day and age. God. Just thinking about it. I think I remember her saying she loves raspberry, or was it strawberry? But I think she's gotten strawberry soda before, not that that means anything. This is a gift, so I want it to be perfect, not a bag full of things she dislikes. Then I remember, Marina likes pretty much everything. Thank goodness. Elated at the simplicity, I dump a small scoop of just about every sort of gummy that they sell. For good measure, I get a second smaller bag and fill it with some malted chocolate balls, caramel clusters, and plain old chocolate chunks. Safe options. I haul the 2 bags over to the counter. There's just one attendant, and she's currently ringing up a mom with her 2 sons. The kids dart around their mom's legs, rattling displays and knocking items off the shelf. No one makes them stop or fix their mess. One of the kids stares up at me, and I frown at him deeply. He stops running and hides behind his mom's legs. Good. When they leave, the kid is still clinging to her like a bear cub. I set my bags up on the counter and kneel down to replace some of the spilled items. As I do that, the shopkeeper comes around front, nearly bumping into me.
Oh, you don't have to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I look up directly into her knees. I straighten up and we're suddenly way too close. Stumbling backwards, I grab the counter to support myself. She laughs, eyes crinkling. She's cute. Her tan skin is complemented by the bright red uniform she wears. A little name tag on the counter says that her name is Cassie.
You know, there's a special going on right now.
Oh, yeah? A stack of postcards sits by the credit card machine. She hands me one.
If you buy 10 more bags, you get one for free.
I try to imagine how much candy that would be. You'd need a wheelbarrow to haul it all out. Cassie laughs, probably at my expression.
Yeah, we haven't had many people spring for that one.
The person I'm buying for this stuff for probably would if she was here. This'll probably be gone by tonight. I gesture at the bag, still sitting on the scale.
Shopping for your sister or...
Nah, my girlfriend. I try out the word, seeing how it sounds in relation to Marina. It's expected, it makes my heart skip a beat. Do you see Cassie go all sweat? During that beat, I feel like I see the shopkeeper's face fall, just for a second.
Yeah? Lucky girl.
Oh no! Why'd you do that to her, Amber? You were only going to know each other for like 30 seconds. You could have given her that. Oh, thanks. I don't know if she means because of the candy or because of me, but after bringing up my bag, she dumps them into an even larger bag. That seems unnecessary, but I guess it makes them easier to carry. She passed me the candy as well as the receipt.
Have a good day. Try the peach rings. They're my favorite.
I will. Have a nice day, too. The girl waves as I leave the store. Outside, I checked the receipt since I wasn't really listening to the total. Looks like she didn't charge me for the smaller bag. I glanced back inside, but she's disappeared into the back room. Guess that answers my earlier question. Flattered, I head back to the Rio where we're parked. It's not long until I'm supposed to meet Marina, and if I spend too long outside, her present will melt. I was wondering if she had thought that far ahead about it, but walking back to the casino where we parked is way faster than leaving it was. It's probably because I'm still missing the human pinball, so I'm not held up every time we pass a shop.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do. That's why I said it. Wee. Boom, 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 boom. It's what I think pinball machines sound like. I say that, of course, but I'm eager to see her again. In some parallel universe where I hadn't met Marina, I might have stuck around at the candy store to chat for a longer time. But unfortunately for Cassie, I already have someone. The parking lot at the Rio has filled up even more. Getting out of here is going to be a pain since there wasn't a whole lot of room to begin with. I love how suddenly it's desert outside the window. I get it. I'm not shitting. I'm not shitting on the game. It's just funny.
I didn't even notice that, but now I can't unnotice it.
I'm sorry. I make my way up to the RV and let myself in. It feels like an oven. Do you ever wonder why they call it an oven when you oven the cold food of out hot eat the food?
Yeah, I do wonder that.
Me too.
About once a day, actually.
Yeah, I met that checks out. First thing I do is turn on the AC. The ack. I set the bags of candy down onto my bed and inspect them. Said fear the chocolate is slightly melted, streaking brown against the clear plastic. Not too bad though, and a couple hours in the fridge should have it good as new. I leave the gummies on the counter since they didn't suffer as much on the walk back. Marina and I are supposed to meet up here in about half an hour. Since it's so soon, I may as well just wait in here where it's more comfortable. I lay down on my bed and try to read the book that Marina's been sucked into for a few days, but I can't stay focused on the words long enough to process them. It doesn't take long before I give up and set it aside. Gay longing. Ugh, I'm too gay to read right now. This is homophobia.
Read, yearn. Read, yearn. Tough to say.
Now I just stare up at the ceiling. I used to do this most nights when I couldn't sleep. After Gramps passed, but before I met Marina. It wasn't that it comforted me or anything, but the amount of effort it took to not think of anything usually led me to fall asleep without realizing. Instead, this time I let my thoughts wander. Sleeping has been easier lately. Actually doing something during the day and getting exercise helps a lot. But also my thoughts have been less cloudy, less muddled. Sure, there are still moments where I think of Gramps and the pain hits me again. Having Marina around makes those rare. Someday I might be able to think of him without it hurting. I don't know if I want that, though. Isn't that just like forgetting? People say you move on and get over deaths, but what does that mean for the person you've lost? I roll onto my side and stare at the picture of me and Gramps hanging on the wall. I can't take it, and I roll onto my other side. Groaning into my pillow is cathartic. Without Marina here, I can be as loud as I want. To my surprise, no tears come. Anyone walking by outside would probably think I'm dying or in pain, but I don't care. Alone time has its upsides, after all. Grieving is complicated and exhausting. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even doing it right. There must be something wrong with me if I don't even want to get over Gramps. I sit up, still hugging the pillow to my chest. Marina will be back soon. Maybe I can talk about this with her. As I think that, I feel a stab of guilt. It's not her problem. It's something I have to deal with myself. I force myself up and over to the driver's seat. I'm not going anywhere, but I can listen to music and watch for Marina's return. I stick in a tape and kick back. A few songs passed by. It's been 20 minutes or so. I start to scan the parking lot looking for her familiar red hair. I fucking love how she can't be alone. I mean, I get it, because being depressed and alone with your thoughts is really tough, but also, like, she's been gone 3 hours.
Yeah.
Settle the hell down, girl. The tape ends. It's a 20-minute oh, it's a tape, so it's 20 minutes to a side. Yeah, it makes sense. That's about right?
I don't remember.
I'm thinking like an LP would be about 40 minutes or so per 40 minutes or so in total, 20 per side maybe. Huh. It's okay, it was a short one. I replace it with another one chosen at random. Still no sign of Marina. I get up and check the clock. She's about 10 minutes late now. Maybe the clock is off somehow? I hop out of the RV and ask someone for the time. It matches up exactly with what the clock said. Worry begins to tighten my stomach, but I force myself to calm down. It's Marina, and it's only been 15 minutes. Most likely she got distracted and is on her way right now. 5 more minutes pass. I begin to pace back and forth. Do you see her do the pacing?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love those little touches in this game. they didn't need to, but I appreciate that they did. Does that say Wedgie's Wieners?
Maybe.
Kyle's Bar.
Kyle's Bar.
I thought that said Kyle's Hair at first. And I was like, wow, all right, that's a sign. Should I go look for her? I have no idea where to start, though. And if she got into the RV and I wasn't there, then she might go looking for me instead. Eastern and Smith. Ah, I get that. Easton and Smith. No, I have to stay and wait. Another 10 minutes. She's half an hour late now. I'm so buying us cell phones. As soon as she's back here, we're going to that guy on the street and we're getting prepaid phones, and I will staple it to her hand. From a few streets away, I can hear the sound of a siren, a fire truck or ambulance or something. The knot in my throat feels larger. I cough just to relieve some of the tension. I have to go look. I can't take just sitting here. I switch off the engine, throw my shoes on, and climb out. And then I see her. Head down, walking slow but coming towards me. Marina! The relief in my voice probably conveys the panic that just drained out of me. She looks up at the sound of her name, and that's when I see that she's crying. What's wrong? I rush over. What's wrong? Alarm poisons my voice. Did something happen to her after all? I put my hands on her shoulders. And, oops. And shake her gently. Marina, talk to me. What happened? Are you okay? She still can't talk, but she nods. Thank God. There are no sobs, but her eyes are pouting tears. Every so often she hiccups like she's barely restraining herself from fully bawling. Come on. I take her hand and lead her back to the RV. No one gives us a second glance. This is probably a common occurrence around here. Marina silently follows me into the RV. I lead her to my bed and have her sit down, and then I sit beside her. Alternating between rubbing her back and her shoulders, I try to get her to calm down. Slowly, her breathing returns to normal. When I offer her a tissue, she blows her nose loudly, then she takes a few more to wipe her eyes. Rather than prod her more, I wait, even though it takes all my self-control. After a shuddery breath, she looks at me, eyes still watering.
I messed up, Amber. Bad.
How? Her breath catches again and she sobs. It's hoarse and it seems to take her by surprise. I immediately rub her shoulders again. Then there's a knock at the RV door. What the hell? I stand up, but I can't see who it is from here. I'll be right back. I unlock the front door and open it to an all too familiar face.
It's time to pay up.
I shut the door. Before it's even fully latched, Mariah starts to pound on the door. Do you hear her theme start for 2 seconds? What do you mean, pay up? What is she going on about? Before it's even fully latched, Mariah starts to pound at the door. I lock it and head back to Marina.
Let them in.
Huh?
Go let them in. It's Mariah, right?
Yeah, but how did you... Wait, does this have something to do with... Marina nods. With a bad feeling about it all, I go back to the door, which is still suffering from Mariah's assault. I open and step back so they can enter. Mariah storms in with a huff, acting like always as if she owns the place. Joseph and Tess file in after her. Joseph gives me a smile and a small shake of the head. Sorry. Says it so quietly that I don't think anyone else hears. I figure I'll find out why he's apologizing here in a second. Like a conqueror, Mariah marches over to Marina and jabs a finger in her face.
Time to pay up, ditz.
Hold on. You stole and disassembled her car. You must feel like you have a lot of high ground here. In 2 large steps, I move between the two of them. Okay, what the hell happened?
Didn't you hear?
Clearly not. I was about to when you attacked my front door.
Well, allow me to deliver the bad news then.
Why are you smiling? Don't smile when...
Sis stole Marina's gold.
What? Did not.
What did not? I totally misread who was talking for a bit there.
It's impossible to figure anything out. Marina is crying too hard to talk, and Mariah's just yelling nonsense like always. I turn to Joe, who's keeping a safe distance along with Tess. Can you please explain? Sure. Mar and I ended up taking Marina... Help me. Mar ended up taking Marina a bet for all the gold, which she lost. It's a pretty silly thing, and I told her just to let it go, but here we are. I'm equal parts amused and disgusted that Joseph uses the same nickname for Mariah that I do for Marina. Trying to think of it, I'm not sure that I ever noticed how similar their names were.
A bet's a bet, and she lost fair and square. I don't think it was fair.
The odds were kind of in your favor. I turn to Marina, the only person whose opinion really matters to me. Was it fair? Slowly, she nods. What game did you play?
Poker.
I let you go for... Why did... We are going to have a talk later. I glare at Mariah, who at least has the shame to look away. Anyone who spent more than a minute around Marina would know that there's no way she could keep a straight face. I sigh and sit down on the bed beside Marina. I wrap an arm around her, and she leans into me, eyes moist. You know you can only take half the treasure, right? Marina and I split it equally, so she couldn't bet away my half.
That wasn't the deal.
That's the only deal she could have made. But... I'll bet you my half against hers.
Amber, no.
I squeeze her affectionately, but I shake my head. It's fine. I stand and go to where we've been stashing the gold. I pull out the box of nuggets and open it so Mariah can see. Her eyes light up and she licks her lips. I snap the box shut.
Fine, but we're not playing poker.
Oh yeah? What game then? She thinks about it for a moment.
Blackjack.
Seriously? Blackjack is more about luck than it is skill. Not that great at poker though, so blackjack might be the most fair game we could play. I wonder why Mariah suggested it though. Maybe she expects me to win at poker. If that's the case, then the mind games have already begun. Fine, it's a bet. I can already see the move they're going to pull at the end though. They only think they found the one box of treasure. They're not going to tell them about the other two.
Have they? Do they not know?
Ooh, that's a good point. Because they found 3 boxes of treasure at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many they've told them about. Anyway, Marina stopped crying. Her breath still comes in little spurts, but she's mostly in control of herself. She tugs at my shirt.
Amber, really, you don't have to do this. I screwed up.
It's okay. I'll fix it. That's what I'm here for, right? I can't read the look on her face, the one that vanishes after a split second.
Okay.
There's some candy for you in the fridge. Go get some blood sugar, okay?
Yay!
Facing Mariah again, I put the gold away. Where will we play? There's not enough room here.
There's a casino close by, down the street from this one. We can do it there.
I'm not old enough to gamble. Not legally, at least. She shrugs.
Doesn't matter. This place won't check your ID. Probably going to be closed within a year.
I don't like the sound of that. I feel like I'm being set up.
It's true. It's where we played.
Really?
Yeah. They had like party rooms that were empty. We just used one of those.
I've never heard of anything like this place, but if they let Marina in, then they'll probably let me in, too. I'd also feel better about playing with cards that I know Mariah won't have messed with. Fine, tell me how to get there and I'll meet you there in a little bit. She gives me directions as well as the name of the building. Worst case, Marina can probably help me find it, maybe. I count up Marina's half of the gold and put it into one of the boxes before handing it to Mariah, who snatches it from my grip. Enjoy, because this is the only time you'll get to touch the treasure. With a final sneer, Mariah leads her troop out of the RV. Joseph still looks pretty sorry about the whole thing. The door slams shut and we're left in silence. I look at Marina. She looks at the floor.
I'm really sorry.
I'm not even that upset. Compared to all the 1,000,001 awful scenarios I concocted, this is pretty tame. And knowing Marina, it's not that shocking either. So I'm being honest when I smile at her. It's okay. Really. I'll go win back your gold, and then we can get out of Vegas. She sniffles. Seriously though, what were you thinking?
I was just so surprised to see them there. I thought it must be fate or something. I was shopping around and I saw something that I really wanted, but I didn't have enough money. And then I saw the three of them at this little diner, so I went in to say hello and told them all about it.
What was it you wanted to buy?
That's a secret. I wanted to show it to you. But anyway, then Mariah made me that bet, and I don't know, Amber, I guess I just got so excited about it that I didn't really think. Like, if you'd been there, you would have beat her no problem. I don't even think she's very good at poker. It's just that I'm kind of bad at hiding how I feel.
You are, but that's what I like about you. I can't help but laugh. No way, you're kidding me. She sticks her tongue out at me. I guess she's feeling a little bit better.
Really though, what if you lose to Mariah?
Then I lose. It won't happen though.
Are you good at blackjack?
A lot of it's luck. There's stuff you can memorize like card combos, but I don't know any of that.
What if Mariah does?
I doubt it. She would have played that against you if she did. Easier to make it seem like you just got unlucky instead of having her taking advantage of you.
She didn't
That's bullshit, Mar. She might not have cheated, but she should have known better. Marina frowns and looks at the floor again. Can't tell if I'm helping or not. Then I remember the candy I bought her earlier. It totally slipped my mind over the last hour. Oh yeah, I got you something. Try to say sorry for being so weird lately, even though I've already said that too. I grabbed the bag of chocolates from the fridge and the gummies from above it. Eyes wide, Marina holds them to her like babies. Babies that she is about to eat.
Amber!
Her eyes start to water again.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no more crying. This wasn't supposed to make you cry. She giggles, but that doesn't stop 2 tears from running down her face.
Sorry, I'm crying a lot, huh?
Kinda, yeah. Marina laughs again. She unties the gummy bag and digs around in it. The chocolates got a little melted on the walk back, but they've been in the fridge.
They look fine to me.
She pulls out a few gummy soda bottles and then offers me the bag. I don't want to take too much, but I do find one of the peach rings the cashier recommended. It really is good. Sweet, but in a mild way. Actually tastes like peaches. Are you ready to go? Marina spins the bag to twist it, then ties off the top.
Yeah.
I love how her default look is just, I don't have time for whatever this is that is going on in front of me right now. You there. You the person that I happen to be staring at. I don't have time for you.
But I thought we were dating.
Not you, Marina. I was just standing around. I vaguely know where the casino Mariah mentioned is located. We passed it earlier today, but I didn't pay much attention to it. As we load out of the RV, Marina's dragging her feet. Do you want to wait here? I can just go take care of this and come back.
No way. I don't want to split up again.
After I lock up, I take her hand. Since I'm in the lead, this time the walk isn't as slow. With the evening approaching, the temperature's gone down. At the same time, traffic is starting to build up. In a few hours, it'll look like an entirely different city here, once all the lights come on. The view of a big city at night, far in the distance, has always been one of my favorite sights. I can remember staying up late when Gramps and I were on the road so that I could press like a sticker against the window and look. They sell postcards of New York and Atlanta and other places all lit up because it's so pretty. We've got a couple of hours until then. Neither Marina nor I say much while we walk. Given the situation, it doesn't feel as awkward as some of our quiet times before. Soon we reach the building Mariah described. Is this the place?
Yeah, this is it.
We step inside. I can see why Mariah said this place might be closed soon. Although it's pretty clean looking, there's hardly anyone here. A couple of people occupy slot machines far away from each other. Aside from those two and a bored-looking host, the place is pretty empty. Well, those three and the trio, Mariah and her posse, are seated on a semicircular couch. It and an identical couch form a circle around a card table. No greetings are exchanged as Marina and I take our places across from them. Why did they let Tess in here? You think about that? A sealed deck of cards sits on the table. It's got gaudy Las Vegas landmarks and logos all over it, but it's at least legit. Should we ask that guy to come deal for us?
Hell no. The only reason they don't check ID is because they don't care. If you attract any attention, they'll throw you out.
Okay, so who will?
Tess can.
Tess nods. Really? No offense, but does she even know how?
Of course she knows how. She's not an idiot. And before you get any ideas, she's more likely to help you cheat than help me.
Tess nods again.
Yeah, I will. Just ask.
All right, that works for me. Because if two underage girls are going to play, then why not have a 10-year-old deal the cards? Mariah slits open the plastic wrap on the deck, then hands it to Tess. The little girl takes out the instructional cards and the jokers, then shuffles. I have to say I'm impressed. She creates a high bridge with the cards that's way tighter than I could ever do. Mechanical, even. So there are 16 pieces total. We'll go piece by piece, I guess?
Sure.
That means I'd have to win 8 hands in a row without Mariah or the dealer winning any to earn all back Marina's treasure. And I won't settle for anything less than the full amount. We have a small stack of tokens near us that each represent a single piece of treasure.
How does this game work?
Basically, you try to get the cards in your hand to add up to 21, or as close as possible without going over. Whoever's closest wins that round. The dealer can win too. We all get 2 cards, then you can stand.
We all get more cards than you can stand.
I was just thinking about that. What was it? That children's program you had me watch the other night? The one where everyone was standing all the time. Had a bunch of muscular men in it.
Okay, it took me a while to get that you were trying to make a JoJo reference.
I tried. We all get 2 cards, and then you can stand, which is where you don't take any more cards, or you can hit, which is where you draw another.
That sounds really easy.
I guess. Like I said, it's mostly luck.
Shut up, time to play.
I flip her off, but don't argue. I have to play this game? Tess deals us the first hand. I stand while Mariah hits. I don't expect her to beat my 18, but she lays down a 10, a 3, and a 6. Damn. Tess slides her 2 tokens. Wow, we're already going to lose, huh? Cool. On the next round, I beat her. I win the next 2 rounds after that, but then the dealer wins and we have to start over. The game drags on for a long time. Joseph has fallen asleep, head lolling back over the couch. I know that's not what that word, where that word comes from, but imagine if it did.
Lol.
Lol. Head lolling backwards over the couch.
Head lamowing backwards.
Head BWLing backwards. Even Marina, who has both her honor and money at stake here, is starting to fidget. Honey, do you need a fidget spinner?
Yeah, always.
Joseph, I'll give you a 20 if you find Marina a fidget spinner somewhere in this godforsaken city. All right. We've been playing for close to an hour. She doesn't complain at all, though. After a while, even Mariah and I are starting to get annoyed. She sighs and shifts irritatedly while I debate what to do. When she takes her time thinking, I bite down the urge to say something snarky and hurry her along. Once Tess wins again and we're both sitting at 3 pieces each, Mariah wipes her palms and clears her throat.
This is taking forever.
Yep. But if you're saying we just call it here, the answer is no.
No. But let's just go all or nothing. One final hand. Then you won't be able to say I cheated or took advantage of anyone, and I can finally relax with my treasure.
I think about it. One more hand, huh? The odds are probably better than if we were to sit here all night.
Are they? I don't think that's how statistics works.
What are the long-term outcomes for blackjack? Is the house more likely to win the longer the game goes on?
I don't remember. But I mean that the odds don't change as the game is played for more rounds, right?
Well,
the variance may differ, but the odds don't, right?
I guess, yeah. Anyway, maybe. I'm not good enough at math to calculate.
I mean, unless there's like... Actually, I legit don't know enough about blackjack to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really looked into the statistics of gambling or how these games work, so... It would be possible that we're here until the festival comes around if we keep going back and forth like this. I look over at Marina, whose interest has been piqued again. What do you think? She gives it a long thought, her face betraying nothing. Then she shrugs.
I have no idea.
Right then. Fine, all or nothing. Mariah nods, satisfied.
Deal 'em, kid.
Tess passes out our cards. I pick mine up, holding them so only Marina can see. 9 and a 7. Not awful, but not great. Tess is showing an 8. I try to gauge some sort of reaction from Mariah, but her face is totally expressionless. No wonder she beat Marina at poker. Expressionless.
Amber?
I think that's the first time she's ever said my name. It sounds weird coming from her. I'll stand. If I were to take a hit and draw another card, there's a pretty good chance it put me over in blackjack, and that would be a loss by default.
Sis. Hit me.
Bam! Tess slides her another card, then flips over the whole card. It's a 4 for a grand total of 12. Means we still beat her, at least.
Let's see.
I lay down my cards and wait for Mariah to do the same. Except she doesn't. She just looks at my cards flat on the table, face stony, mouth silent. Then she makes a sound of disgust and stands as she flings her 3 cards towards the table. I flip them over to see a 3, a 2, and a 10. We win. That's all I say. Marina looks at me, then at the table, then back to me, making sure she heard me right.
We did?
Yeah, total of our hand was closer to 21 than hers was. Strangely, I don't even feel excited. Not about the victory, which is nice, or the fact that it came over Mariah, which is nicer. I just feel relieved. Marina squeals and then explodes towards me, half leaping, half tackling me into a hug as I nearly fall off the couch. She plants a large kiss on my cheek and then travels over to my mouth.
Oh God, Amber, I was so worried, but oh my God, thank you, you're the best.
No, you're the best.
No, you.
Aww. Her praises are dotted with kisses all over my face. Joseph, woken up by the commotion, looks away with a blush. Tess, on the other hand, stares at us, creepily apathetic. You are going to grow up to be Kana, aren't you?
I couldn't afford more at the expression store.
Didn't we find out what the word for that was?
Yeah, but I forgot.
I've forgotten it too. I'll need to look it up again. There's a word for the archetype that I keep calling the Kana archetype. Kana from Dragon Maid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the very stony expression, very little emotion. I separate myself from Marina and stand up. Mariah has already traveled halfway to the door, not saying anything in her defeat. The little wooden box of gold sits abandoned where her arm was. I check and count the pieces of treasure. They're all there. I start to move towards Mariah to say something, but Joseph clucks his tongue. I stop. Don't worry about her. She's always like this. I'm sorry. Not sure what else to say. I half shrug, which is hard since Marina still clings to my arm. Don't be. Better things work out this way. Come on, kiddo. He takes Tessa's hand and they start to follow Mariah, who's left the building. You ladies take care. You too.
See you later.
All right, we're going to find you a fidget cube.
Yay.
It's like a fidget spinner, but there's 6 sides of it, so hopefully it keeps you 6 times as occupied.
How is that possible? It would be a hexagon then. A cube has 4 sides.
Okay, I'm back. All right. I don't have time to unpack all of that right now.
Yeah, you better not.
Once they leave, I look down at the mess of chips and cards on the table. Someone will come by and clean them up. Marina tugs on my shirt. When I look at her, she kisses me on the lips again. For the first time today, we say like that for a long time, not caring about how many stares we might be getting. Though it can't be more than 3. I can still taste a faint saltiness from her tears. Feel her lip curve into a smile even before we pull apart.
Thank you. Seriously. I know I'm always saying thank you and sorry, but I am sorry that I screw up so much.
Don't worry about it. It all worked out, right?
Yeah, thanks to the magic of gambling. But only because you were there.
When you put it that way.
I don't know what I would have done if you weren't.
Well, if I wasn't, then you wouldn't be either, you know? I mean it as a joke, but she doesn't laugh. She just leans into me.
I know.
Then we kiss again. Gay!
Gay.
Why did you just say out the word gay?
I don't know. I just do that sometimes.
We must look like perverts just standing in the middle of a casino making out. Ready to get out of Vegas?
Definitely. But, one thing first.
What's that?
Can we get something to eat?
Hell yes. I was hoping you'd say that. I saw this Chinese place earlier that smelled amazing. Sound good?
Very.
Hand in hand, like always, we leave the casino and make the quick walk to the restaurant. I'd come across it while waiting for Marina before. Along the strip, more and more lights are coming on. It's hard to tell that it's getting much darker out because of how much artificial light there is. We get to the restaurant and eat outside on the patio, watching as more and more buildings are illuminated. By the time we're done and back at the RV, Las Vegas has shifted fully from daytime to artificial daytime. Before we buckle in, I pull back all of the curtains. Make sure you get a good spot by the window. You're going to want to see this. It starts slowly, just a few lights in apartment windows coming to life or lonely streetlights flickering on. I drive slowly so as to keep us here longer. Beside me, Marina shifts impatiently but doesn't say anything. By now she knows when I'm being serious. I know she won't be disappointed. As more and more lights flare up across the skyline, I can see Marina shift to get a better view. I smile to myself. This is what I was waiting for. What she was waiting for, even if she didn't know it. The Las Vegas lights up like a forest of Christmas trees, glimmering orange and yellow against the muddy blackness of the night sky. The further away from the heart of the city we get, the more of its gorgeous sprawl we can see. Soon it's so immense that the entire world seems to be awash with forced color. I ignore the signs that'll lead us all the way out of Las Vegas and instead cruise along the streets that'll let us admire for a little bit longer. Marina's head slowly turns with every bend of the road, her gaze magnetically fastened to the city. Skyscrapers zoom by, each one another pillar of light. The casinos, which have gaudier decorations, make an exotic contrast to the mundane office and apartment buildings. Marina drinks it all in like water out here in the desert. Light from the window frames her face, and I remember how I thought of her as angelic back at Zion. Now the world is even more fitting, because of the way her open-mouthed smile enhances the effect. She catches me watching, and, for just a second, the smile is directed at me. Then she turns back to Vegas, which is finally starting to recede as we head out of town. Gay contentment. She's silent until long after it's faded from the rearview mirror. Then she clears her throat and finally looks at me again.
We're going back one day, right?
Sure, if you want. Maybe in the DLC.
Whoa! I can't believe we're getting a DLC. I've always wanted one of those.
You ever think about what the DLC campaign for your life would be?
No, I haven't. Huh.
Huh. Is it having a child? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I feel like maybe this metaphor is falling apart. Please read your line.
Good, because we didn't even get to do like a nickel.
Quarter.
A quarter of the super cool stuff we should have done.
Oh yeah? Like what? Even if I do live like a gross hermit, I know what Vegas has to offer, but I like seeing her excited. There's always a genuine spark of wonder that's ignited when she is. It might have to do with her lack of experience, but I like to think she'd be the same regardless.
I'll have you know you're not a gross hermit, and hermits aren't gross. They're a very friendly frog that kids all across America love. It's not easy being green. Well, there's this pirate stunt show that looks really cool. I heard about another show with fountains and lights that shoots water way up high into the air, and
I want to see the one with all the blue men and the percussion stuff. Actually, I legit, at some point, I do want to see Blue Band Group live.
Yeah?
But, yeah. She spreads her arms far apart and scrunches her face down, giving herself a double chin.
I want to try every single buffet in town.
That's a lofty goal, Marina.
But we're rich now.
Have we even gotten this goal appraised yet? Do we know how much this is? I'm not saying it's not good, but I don't think it's live off of forever money. I thump her head and squish her down with the palm of my hand. Nice. And we almost lost all of that in a single day. So you should know how easy it is to blow it.
Well, I think it would be romantic. We could rent out a hotel room, order a really nice bottle of wine, and just cuddle by the window and look at the lights.
Just cuddle?
I think that this version has those scenes removed, so I had to improvise.
That's right. When it fades to black, all we do is sit there and stare at each other.
Yeah, that's what we'll go with.
A wistful look gleams in her eyes as she gazes out the window to the vast desert night, sighing like I just stepped out of the royal carriage and swept her off her feet. Never mind the fact that Marina has probably never tried wine in her life and would spit it out the second it touched her lips. That does really sound nice. Guess I have some high expectations to live up to. I've always had them, but now it feels more official. Now more than ever, I'm obligated to keep her happy and safe. Those thoughts occupy my mind for an hour or so as we traverse the desert highway. Marina's gone back to staring out the window at the barely visible roadside. We pass a sign right off the side of our deserted lane. We're pushing 80, so we almost miss it, but I catch a quick glimpse as we speed by. Nothing special, just a dusty sheet of aluminum with a picture of poppies and 3 words printed on it. Welcome to California. It's gone before I can even process it. Huh. I guess we're in California. It doesn't look like Marina noticed, and why would she? We've passed several state lines and it was never a big deal then. No welcoming party or even a government checkpoint, and that suits me just fine. She hasn't brought up her surprise anymore either, whatever it was. Probably better to just let her forget about that. But that doesn't mean the day is over yet, and the places that geezer would always yak on about may as well be stapled onto my brain. Hey, do you trust me? Her head perks up and she turns away from the window, answering without delay.
Of course I do.
That's probably not a good thing, but alright. I'm going to take advantage of that now, okay?
Okay, why?
Just checking. And that's that. No more questions, just blind trust. I continue driving, eventually branching off onto an exit. Another thing I don't think Marina notices. Soon, budding lights start popping up in the distance, typical yellows and whites, barely hovering above the road, with one exception. Towering on the horizon, outlined in neon red with digital numbers climbing towards the sky, is a giant monstrosity of a thermometer. It caps off above the middle, reaching temperatures all the way up to 62 degrees. Finally, it dawns on Marina. Her head twists towards me like an owl, her eyes just as wide as one.
Amber, what's going on?
She feigns concern at first, but her voice curls up mid-sentence, unable to hide her smile any longer. You said you trust me, right?
And I do.
Marina tilts over and rubs on my shoulder. I go dead stiff. Again, feeling the weight of that trust and responsibility. We drive into town, which as far as I can tell is just one long street. Old, beat-up gas stations and fast food joints line the side of the road, separated by an occasional diner. The thermometer is tucked away, hidden in a corner, but it may as well be the center of the universe, the rest of the world zooming by it on the interstate. I pull into the lot by the thermometer, its only neighbor being a small shack. The sound of the ignition dwindles down to nothing, leaving the RV parked wherever. I'm the first one to get out, craving the sweet craving the sweet stationary concrete as I stretch my legs. God! Who decides to sit down and read stuff for an hour and a half, huh? Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
God. Bad's big guy. No, I don't want the bad guy. Bun by hotel. Wobbling in front of the thermometer, I flop my hands at my sides, dotting our arrival. And here we are, the world's tallest thermometer. Marina steps out of the RV, eyes sparkling, mouth open wide in awe. Her face frozen in time, she reaches into the motorhome and pulls out her camera, a single flash shooting out from it as she winds the camera for the next shot. I thought you might like it. A smug grin finds a home on my face as I revel in the pride and satisfaction of knowing I did something to make her smile. Except she's not smiling, she's staring. Not at the thermometer now, but me. A near lifeless gaze cloaked by the dimming headlights of the motorhome. Marina? Readying her stance, she pushes her feet off the ground and charges towards me.
If we're doing this, then we're doing it right.
Wait, Marina! Too late. Before I can even finish my plea, she swings around my neck and snugly brings me to her side, swooshing out the camera and aiming it right at us.
Hey, Amber!
Her finger inches closer to the button. Don't do it!
Say...
She draws out the word to an excruciating length. I struggle to break free, but she just squeezes me tighter. No, I'm too gay for this. I'm warning you.
Hey, cheese.
She bends in and presses her lips against my cheek. Hold and flash. Oh! I love the look of pure confusion. That's very good. Huh. I stare at the camera, mind blank, my non-reaction drawing out a cute giggle from her. And then it hits me, a thought so mortifying and embarrassing that it shades my skin a pink and red gradient. She thinks this is cute. At this point, I'm butter, or clay from Marina's perspective. And that's exactly what she treats me as, molding me into new positions as she snaps more photos. Aww. Looking at that thermometer. Hey, we're at the thermometer. It's just a thermometer. Hey, check out this cool broad I found at the side of the road. What are you doing? She's so happy. Before she whines for the next photo, I nudge her head with mine. She nudges back, both of us cuddling against each other as she snaps the next picture. She takes several more shots, each one a little more gooberish and drenched in cheesy romantic goo than the last. That's what I'm calling it from now on, romantic goo.
What is it about drenched in goo this episode?
I don't know. This is apparently the goo episode.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ah. I'll probably die if anyone ever sees these, but with any luck, Marina's constant bouncing will hopefully make a few of these come out fuzzy. Still, I think I might love this. Like a lot. When we first met, I didn't think I'd ever understand the naive ball of energy just looking for some help. In a lot of ways, I still don't. I drove by at such a perfect time, who even knows what would have happened to her? Thinking about it still drives me nuts. But still, those types of things don't even seem nearly as big as they used to. Even almost losing the treasure to Mariah was just a sizzling drop in the frying pan. If anything, I'm more upset that I wasn't there to help her when it went down. After all, that's why I'm here, to help and protect her. This game really said it's all about the friends we made along the way. She makes me so happy. My hand now wrapped around Marina, I clench her tighter, only for my hand to be met with an adorable gurgling rumble transmitted from her stomach. We both looked down at the source, with her with a bashful sort of terror and me with amused disbelief. Even after all that food at the buffet?
I can't help it.
You're a bottomless pit, the Marina Trench.
Amber, please. That one wasn't even clever.
It was a little clever. It was like 80% clever. I cackle with glee, tossing her the keys to the RV as I walk over to the nearby shack. I'm just messing with you, babe. Go lock up. We'll grab a bite and sleep here for the night. The shack is sad and abandoned, the cute logo of a little chef carrying an oversized bun all but faded away. I peek inside the browning windows. It's more of the same, rusty and decaying. Outlines of tables and booths are imprinted in dust, while the ones built into the walls were just left to rot. It was always just a side thing he mentioned when talking about the thermometer, but not being able to experience anything he mentioned feels wrong, like I'm not doing right by him. Damn. Looks like that's one more thing I can check off your list. Marina waltzes into the diner, keeping the door open for me as we scurry in for the breezy entryway. Immediately, she's drawn to the claw machine in the corner, filled to the brim with non-specific and unlicensed stuffed animals. Hey, Marina, what's your favorite unlicensed and non-specific stuffed animal? Mine's pink-a-blue. Her eyes glitter as she tries to get me to notice the glass box of wonders. Coming from anyone else, this action would be subtle, maybe a few quick glances at most. Coming from Marina, not so much. Instead, she repeatedly swings her head in the direction of the machine like she's trying to form a giant crescent moon with her neck. Marina, use your words. Use your words. That's audibly gasping is not a word. But I know Marina well enough now. Well enough to know exactly which one she wants. Snuggled tight between a fuzzy ball with googly eyes and a lion with a crown lies the Holy Grail. A gray wolf with a polka dot bow tie. Unfortunately for her, our waitress is already waving us over to our seats. Marina stares into the glass, her foggy reflection lining up with the wolf. I take her hand and lead her to the booth. Once there's some distance between us and the waitress, I lower my voice. Don't worry, I'll give it a whirl after we eat. Marina, however, can't take a hint and blurts out her response, alerting every weary soul in the diner.
Whoa, you actually know how to win at those? I've never been any good at them.
A counter lined up with jumbo clones turns around and glares at us before shaking their heads and returning to their meals. Ah well. Of course I do. You know how many of these diners I went to as a kid? And when you eat at the same place almost every day, you get good. Fast.
Wow, you're like a claw goddess.
Claudius.
Yeah, a clawdess.
Damn right. Marina ogles me like the Claudius I am as we take our seats at the booth. I gladly accept her glory and praise. The waitress flops the menus on our table and silently waits for us to order our drinks. Just a coffee for me. With her eyes glazing over, she turns to Marina.
What kind of shakes do you have?
The waitress reaches her wrinkly hands across the table and tosses the dessert menu in front of Marina. She flips through the menus and strains her eyes shut, focusing on what very well may be the most important decision of her life.
Amber, you got coffee, right?
Right. I always do.
Then that's what I'll get.
Overflowing with certainty, she stares at the waitress and gives her a direct, confident command.
I'll have the coffee shake. Extra whipped cream.
The waitress doesn't even bother to write this down, instead of dragging her body back to her tomb in the kitchen. You know that shake isn't going to taste the same as my coffee, right? It's just going to be a ton of ice cream and cheap coffee flavoring.
Yeah. But I at least gotta try it, for your sake.
For my shake?
Yeah, for your shake.
Why would you choke down a crappy shake for my shake?
You do everything for me. Everything.
Of course I do. That's my job. A stiff chuckle slips out from under her breath.
Right. But I want to do things for you, too.
So you're ordering a coffee shake as a cosmic favor? You're losing me here, Mar. She whines, momentary frustration seeping onto her face.
No, not like that. It's silly, but I want to poke around in your mind a little. That way I can do favors and help. So I guess it's not just for your sake, but for both of our shakes.
She smiles and rests her head to the side as if expecting my shoulder to be there like always. Realizing she's only leaning on air, Marina blinks and then tries to play it off with a tiny cough. I love her! Expression. I saw that. Before I can take my teasing to more exciting places, the waitress returns from the kitchen, barely managing to balance our drinks on the platter as my coffee splashes everywhere. She doesn't seem to care. She places our drinks on the table, then limps out her notepad and pen to take our orders. Thanks, but I'll stick with the coffee for tonight. Marina is too distracted by the shake to notice. Her eyes climb up the tower of extra whipped cream as it twirls to the ceiling, rivaling the thermometer outside. Snap 2, what do you want?
Oh!
She opens up the big menu, flips through the pages multiple times, front to back, side to side, even upside, repeating the process every time. Before we miss the festival, Mar.
I know, but there's so much to choose from. I have to be picky.
You don't have a problem vacuuming up everything at the buffet. Marina drops the menu. If it were a few pounds heavier, I'm pretty sure she would have dropped it on my feet. Handing the menus to the waitress, she leans over the table, inches away from my face. She places her order, her pupils burn with intensity.
I'll have the pancake sandwich.
The panwich. Dead
The panwich.
serious. The waitress wobbles away, somehow not collapsing on her way back to the kitchen. I try not to burst out laughing at Marina, but it doesn't work. The cracks are showing. Stilted snorts and spurts of snickering keep licking out. Marina's cheeks puff out, getting brighter as I bubble over.
Why do you have to tease me about everything,
Teasing is how I
Amber?
show affection. I break. My laugh echoes across the diner. Again, we're met with glares, but I don't even care.
Fine. Maybe I won't share the treasure with you after all.
I wave off her empty threat and settle down. I'm sorry. It's just that... Done laughing, I rest my chin on the table and start fumbling with the salt and pepper shakers. That's what Gramps used to order, all the time. Marina has already reverted back to her usual self, watching me pass the salt and pepper back and forth like she wants to join in too. It's so weird, just 2 huge pancakes with eggs, bacon, and ham smashed in the middle, things drenched in syrup.
That sounds super tasty, though.
I chuckle and slide her the pepper. I'm sure you'll love it. Now it's just the salt shaker sliding between my hands. He never eats the eggs, always just passes them to me. They're so gross, just scrambled and cold and sticky. I always tell him no, but the dork just laughs and says he's going to keep egging me on. Every single time. Marina laughs at the stupid joke, and I laugh too. We would end up just bringing it home in a box, and when it went bad, he would just take it out of the fridge and say, "That's all, yolks." Like it was the most clever freaking thing. She laughs even harder at that one. I think I do too. I keep my eyes focused on the shaker, sliding it faster and faster. When we go home, you two really need to get together and meet. The salt shaker tips on my pinky and topples over, spilling a few grains of salt. Marina is tense but forces a smile anyway. She sighs. We both look down and go silent. I think I'm going to head back to the RV. I get up and reach into my pocket, placing a bill on the table.
Amber.
Don't worry. I'll be fine. I need some time. Leaving Marina behind me, I walk out of the diner. Blazing hot tears stream down my cheeks as I stumble through the motorhome. I'm choking, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. How could I forget even only for a second? Am I really that heartless? I want to throw up. I could barely stand. It's tearing down all the magnets on the fridge as I tripped out over my tears. Next thing I know, I'm falling onto the bed, and even though I land on its stiff concrete springs, I still feel like I'm falling. The ceiling is getting further and further away as I sink deeper. I jerk myself up, faced with the photo that has comforted me and haunted me for so long. For a second, I smile again too, but then I remember and it fades just as quickly. The tears start flowing again, harder than ever before. I curl up in a ball and bury my face into my knees. It doesn't help muffle my crying, cover the shame, or even make me feel any better. I just cry. The cracks have been forming for a while now, and I've shattered. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to glue myself back together. It never occurred to me just how hard it would be when he was gone. Growing up, I wasn't just his responsibility. We were each other's responsibility. How many credit cards did I max up in those last few months? Even after he told me to stop, I kept pushing. Bank calls, doctor calls, middle of the night ER visits, everything. But nothing helped. Nothing. I tried so hard, but in the end, I had to watch my best friend, the only person who ever wanted me, wither away. He held up his end of the bargain. Through every discovery, every stupid heartbreak, and every fight with Ma, he always took care of me and always just loved me. I couldn't hold up mine, though. I failed. Even now, I keep finding holes in everything I did. I could have found a specialty hospital. I could have read up more on a few new forms of medicine, too. I could have, but I didn't. And now he's gone. My pants are damp. They've been soaking up all my tears, but I don't care. I just want my grandpa back. The motorhome door opens and brushes against the outside wall, followed by soft footsteps that creak along the floor. Marina. I try to act quick, sneaking in a few final sniffs before wiping away my tears, but it's no use. They just keep trickling down. She appears in the doorway, and I turn away and drown out the sobbing with my hand. It's so embarrassing. She shouldn't have seen me like this, but I don't think I can muster enough composure to ask her to leave without breaking down. Marina reaches out for me, drenched with worry, but realization sets in and her eyes soften, reflecting a deep sense of genuine empathy and love. Silent, she sits down next to me and wraps her arms around my head before I can squirm away. Cradling me on her lap, she caresses my hair and cheeks with the tips of her fingers. My crying stops as I process it all, feeling nothing but her softness embracing me. Marina begins humming, gentle and breathing. I recognize the song instantly. It's from Gramps' favorite tape. She probably doesn't know the significance behind it. I've never even told her, but she remembered it. After all the times I've looped it, she remembered. The tears come back, but quieter this time. She keeps humming regardless. It's a little choppy, her voice breaking off in some places due to a lack of air, but I adore it all the same. I cry and I cry and I cry, letting myself go for the first time since it happened, all while listening to her hum, hiding in my warm, safe bubble with Marina bundled tight around me. Right now, she's the most important person in the world to me. So much warmth. I don't just feel moved. I feel a resounding sense of something that's even more special than that, and I want to build on it. Turning around, I work my way up and kiss Marina's neck. The humming and caressing stop. This time I move to her collarbone. She winces back, tensing up, and I pull away. For a moment, I feel like crying again, this time out of a different shade of guilt, but Marina looks back at me and smiles. I stare back, but she gives me a short nod and cranes her neck out. Then with a nod of my own, I lean back in, returning to her neck.
And then the screen goes black and nothing else happens.
Oh, sad, sobbing sex. Boo. Bleh. You alright over there? It wasn't.
It was pretty funny. Sound off in the comments if it was funny. Like, comment, subscribe if it was funny.
Like, comment, subscribe if it wasn't funny. The glow from the half-opened skylight creeps in from above and shines down on a strand of light onto the blanket. It divides the bed in two and slowly spreads across the room, casting off the morning shadows. My palm is warm and sweaty. Moving my fingers reveals my hand is still interlocked with Marina's. She never let go. I turn over and face her. She's still sleeping, curled on her side and laying on her arm, just so she can keep holding my hand. Soft and rhythmic, her breath brushes against my face. If I could, I'd watch her for hours. Trying not to wake her, I unchain my fingers, wiggling them until the numbness sets in and picks away at my sleeping hand. Marina's nose wrinkles and the steady breathing stops. Swallowing, her eyes flutter open and she smiles. The day's first word slips out of her with a yawn.
Morning.
Sorry, did I wake you up? She snuggles in closer and takes a deep breath, keeping her deep, wide eyes on me.
You sleep okay?
After the fire wave, Marina seemed unsure for a bit, but when I look at her now, none of that is there anymore. She's completely trusting. It's a little terrifying that I gained that trust so fast, especially since we pivoted around each other for so long. That kind of trust, that kind of responsibility, it's a very special thing. I had it with Gramps, and now Marina has given the same thing to me. From taking her to a gas station, finding treasure, and even fending off weirdos, she's put her trust in me to be responsible for all of it. Sometimes I wonder if I deserve it. Sometimes I have moments where I know I don't. Like when I can't find some lousy treasure, when I'm not around to help her out of a jam, like when nothing I do can save someone no matter how hard I try. Like when I just can't function. Like last night. Marina picks up on my silence. Her expression fades from trust to concern.
Something wrong?
No, it's all good. I slept fine. I lean over to kiss her forehead, but pull back halfway. Ripping off the blanket, I leap out of bed and stretch. Marina turns a crimson red and eep, throwing the covers over herself as our clothes from last night lie in heaps across the room. I dig through the cupboard and toss her a change of clothes before slipping into my own and beginning our morning routine. Oh, we're still here, okay. We got a big day ahead of us, assuming traffic isn't crap. We should be in Palm Springs by late noon. She peeks out from the blanket and grabs her clothes.
And then the festival?
Almost. We all have about a day to kill. I run the coffee maker and head to the bathroom to start brushing my teeth. Behind me, Marina is changing her clothes. I can clearly see her in the mirror, but after last night, I'm not sure if it matters anymore if I accidentally catch a glimpse of her.
So, do you know what bands you'd like to see yet?
My voice is garbled, muffled by the toothbrush stuffed in the corner of my mouth.
I was thinking of going to see Dying Fetus or Cryptopsy.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. I was hoping that like Opeth or Mastodon, maybe Baroness if they're on tour. Kinda, I had a few ideas. Spit. Most of which are just bands me and Gramps liked. Actually, this is all gonna be like dad rock bands, right? It's all classic rock stuff.
Maybe.
Who would still be performing?
I don't know.
I want to go see Yes. They're still touring. Help me out here. We should look up the lineup later, see if there aren't a few bands you might want to check out. Finished changing, she scoots in behind me, directing our eyes to the mirror as she rests her head on my shoulder. Oh, she does. She knows where her resting place is. It's right there.
It's fine. I'll watch whoever you want to watch, Amber.
This is your shoulder. It was made for you. I watch the mirror as my face goes blank. Marina nuzzles against my cheek, bringing with her an aching burden that presses down on my entire being. Why does she believe in me so much? Even when I'm such a wreck. The coffee maker beeps, saving me from being crushed by my own thoughts. I rip myself away from her. Anyway, get ready. We're going to hit the road as soon as you're done. I rush to the sink. Steam rises out of the cup as my shaky hand pours the coffee, splattering most of it on the counter. Steadying myself doesn't work. My body won't listen. The burning coffee splashes on my skin as I wrench it to my mouth. It scalds my tongue and blisters down my throat. The pain sizzles all the way to my stomach. I gasp out a short scream, but quickly muffle it with my hand. The tears forming, I turn to make sure Marina didn't hear it over the running water. Once I'm sure, I wipe my eyes. After several sharp breaths, I pour myself another cup. I drag myself to the driver's seat and slam my cup in the holder, then plant my head on the steering wheel. It honks.
Having a morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, she just sounds like she had the worst night, like she like in a while, so yeah. The handles from the bathroom squeak and the sound of water is reduced to a drip. A few moments later, Marina trots down to the motorhome and hops into her seat. I jerk up my head. All set?
Yep. But you sure nothing's wrong?
Forcing a smile, I turn the key and put the RV into drive. Don't worry, everything's fine. I'm just a little tired. Marina studies me for a few seconds, then shrugs and looks out the window, happily staring at the giant thermometer outside. Woohoo! It's going to thermometer.
They call them thermometers, but I've never seen them thermometer. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, these two are really cute. I pick up Gramps' favorite tape and put it in the player, still staring at Marina. Frowning, I catch a glimpse of myself in the rearview mirror. Please don't hurt her. Please.
Oh, and it says here that there are giant dinosaur statues just up ahead.
Oh, that's great. Everything she's been saying for the past few hours has been zooming right past me. It's not that I don't understand it. I've read that guidebook and she's been pointing to about 1,000 times as a kid, but it's all being drowned out by the music and my constant thinking. The drive hasn't done much to soothe the budding anxiety inside of me. In fact, I'd say it's just made it worse. After 4 states worth of desert and endless stretches of road, it's maddening to see it all get mauled over by overpasses and the slowest, most painful and rage-inducing traffic I've ever seen. With nothing but Gramps' tape to keep me grounded, it's been a battle to not go mental. My eyes keep wandering back to Marina, how we're together, what exactly that means. Her trust, my responsibility. And the more I think about it, the more
Oh, wow. Amber, look how white the sand is. It's like snow.
Her observations haven't been helping either. Whenever I'm about to make a breakthrough or convince myself I'm just thinking too hard, she pipes in and suddenly I feel like I'm right back to where I started in Colorado. At least I can take solace in the scenery, going back to something more familiar as we get closer to Palm Springs. Like Marina said, the sand is a lot whiter and it looks almost as soft as cotton. It fades into the fields of rocks and dry plants, trailing into expansive mountain ranges. All this just off the side of the road. It feels like the kind of desert people wander around and go crazy, and something I can very much sympathize with. After all, wandering around in a desert and going crazy is how I met Marina. And that's where the seeds of trust and responsibility were sown. At least I like to think that's why she trusts me, because I helped her. And it's through the next few weeks that trust was built upon, cultivating in something maybe even greater than that. Marina became important to me, someone I had to protect.
Whoa, look at all the windmills.
Someone's getting tilted. I clenched down on the steering wheel. By doing what we did last night, did I betray that sense of greater than trust? She saw me crying. She comforted me. I made a move and... Oh God. The realization is like a punch to the gut. I want to swerve off to the side of the road and hurl my guts out. I used her. I used Marina.
Amber, look.
She tugs on my sleeve and points out the window. As far as I can see into the hazy distance, an army of windmills line the sand and stretch all the way to the hilltops. Their wings spin down in unison, cycling with the steady wind. It's enough to snap me out of it, at least for a few seconds, but once the initial novelty wears off, I'm right back to where I've been for hours.
I've never seen so many.
Marina sounds completely blown away, enchanted even. It's cute, but I need to think this through. Really think this through. Hey, do you think we could actually be quiet for a little while?
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Thank you.
Are you sure you're not going through the terrifying ordeal of being known over there? It looks like you're going through the terrifying ordeal of being known.
Shh. I imagine her like putting her finger over her face and just like shh. She goes back to looking out the window and swaying to the music. So pure, so innocent. And I took advantage of that. Is that all I've been doing this entire time? Using her to make myself feel better? I don't even want to consider it, but it adds up. I was lonely, I didn't have anyone else. I saw a cute girl and picked her up and consistently used her to curb all that, all the while telling myself that I was just helping out and protecting her. And then I convinced myself of more, hoping to forget about the most important person in the world to me. The tape clicks to a stop, jolting me back to reality. I eject it and flip it around, fumbling with the tape as I shove it back into the player and press play. It starts off the same as always, the same static, the same first note, everything. But soon the audio starts to slip, like someone is sliding on the tape. The music jarbles into something distorted and ugly, speeding up, slowing down, and going backwards all at once. I frantically push the eject button over and over, but it's too late. The deck spits out the tape, a string of tattered ribbon tangled around it. Marina is too captivated by something outside to notice what happened, but I feel all of it. Tears start to swell up deep inside me, but it just morphs into fury.
Check it out. That mountain still has snow.
God damn it, shut up! As if the universe were conspiring against me, a deafening explosion blasts in front of us. Tremors shake the motorhome. We bounce in our seats as I grip the wheel and pound on the brakes, swerving out of traffic. Our hearts almost collide. Gasping for air, Marina turns to me for answers. Damn it, not now! I tear off my seatbelt and rush outside. Smoke rises from the engine, tearing into my lungs as I open the hood. Shit! Marina runs to my side, waving away the smoke. Her jaw drops.
Oh my God, what happened?
What do you think happened? The engine blew! I punt the bumper. Leaves a small dent like my numb foot is made of steel.
What? But how?
How the hell would I know? She flinches back but manages to put on a hopeful smile.
We have some tools. Maybe we can fix it.
Laughing, I lean in and scoff in her face. Oh, you know how to fix the engine, Marina?
No, but I thought maybe you could.
Do I look like a mechanic to you? Marina wraps herself in the security of her arms and looks to the windmills, their wings casting thick, brief shadows over us.
I just thought...
You thought? The last time you thought, you ended up broken down on the side of the road. So maybe it would be better for both of us if you continued to not think.
Wow! Amber! Therapy! Fuck!
Jesus Christ. She can hardly look at me. Her voice lowers to a fragile whisper, crackling as she speaks.
I just wanted to help.
Unless you can magically pull a phone out of your ass and call a tow truck, then you can't. And even if you could, you probably would just let it get stolen. No response. You want to make yourself useful? Go back in the RV. Marina keeps her eyes to the ground. Without saying another word, she slinks back to her seat. I sigh and space myself out in front of the motorhome, waving my hands back and forth as cars speed by, ignoring my signal. Even I can't follow my own stupid advice. Yeah, all right. I understand. Thank you. Untangling the cord, I set the phone down and sit on the bed, then sigh into my hands. Hotel sheets are surprisingly soft, and a lot softer than the stiff rags I've been sleeping on lately. Downtown Palm Springs, a 5-star hotel. We were lucky they had a vacancy, let alone checked us in this late. Of course, the nugget of gold can go a long way in the art of persuasion. I would have sprung for a cheap motel, but every place has no vacancy signs lit up, and, well, I guess I just wanted to pamper Marina one last time. Especially after earlier. Especially before what I'm about to do. The bathroom door creaks open. Marina walks onto the carpet, her hair still damp and stringy. Noticing me, she stares down, avoiding eye contact. I do the same, letting silence overtake the room until one of us is forced to say something. How was the shower?
Gee, that's an awful weird way to phrase I'm sorry. Anyway, it was nice. Got hot really fast.
Well, that ruined the mood. The room goes silent again. Neither of us can look at the other, but we're both stuck, trapped until one of us can get past the awkwardness. Marina is the first to look up.
Will the motorhome be okay?
Yeah, they said the engine overheated. Should be able to fix it.
That's good.
The first words we've said to each other in hours. Even after I flagged down a car and got someone to call a tow truck for us, we just sat in unbearable silence the entire ride over. But it was the silence that gave me time to reflect about how wrong I was, how wrong I have been, and what it is I really need to do. I'm sorry about yelling at you earlier. I was angry. Yeah, at myself. I shouldn't have taken that out on you.
I was being annoying. I should have stopped talking when you asked me to.
No. You've never done anything wrong. It's always been me. Always.
Don't be so dramatic.
She feels her arm over her forehead and falls dead onto my shoulder.
Everyone gets mad sometimes. Don't beat yourself up over it.
I shake my head and pull away. It's not about getting mad. It's that I didn't live up to my end of the bargain. Again.
Amber?
I look at the curtains and sigh. We're not missing anything, just an ugly view of the parking lot. I just got off the phone. I bought a bus ticket home for you, one way.
Huh?
The cab should be here 10:30 tomorrow morning to take you to the station. Marina shakes out a stilted laugh. She's not smiling, though.
You're just teasing me again, right?
I ignore her and continue. You can call your parents with the phone. I don't mind paying the extra charge.
You're serious?
Bug-eyed, Marina freezes, the truth slowly setting in.
But what about the festival, the treasure?
She snaps back, desperate to find some kind of rope to pull me back in. You can keep it. You can keep all of it. I don't care. I'll go to the festival, go home, get a job. Just pay everything off that way. Right. How it should have been to begin with, when this trip was just about Gramps and not me. I don't care how long it takes. I owe him and Marina that much. Marina sniffles. The tears are starting to leak out, but she braces herself, trying to remain strong.
Then what about us?
What about it? I feel like I just ripped my heart in half. For Marina, it looks like her entire world has been nuked. It makes me want to hug her, to hush her and tell her over and over that I didn't mean it, that she can always count on me, but I can't.
Why?
It doesn't matter.
Tell me.
I said no.
Why not?
Because you wouldn't understand it. Look, you'll be fine. Just keep your head down. Don't talk to any...
Stop treating me like a fucking child.
Angry tears streak down her face. Through heavy breathing, she recoils, shocked by her own words.
I didn't mean...
She steps closer and strokes my cheek, turning my face to hers as I try to hide my watery eyes.
Amber, please, don't do this. I love you.
Please stop. Don't make this harder.
How can I understand if you don't tell me?
She barely manages to speak, the tears now in free fall. She chokes out the words.
Let me help.
I squeeze my hand into a fist, tripping back as I back away to the door. I'm sorry.
Amber.
Her knees buckle and she crumples to the ground, bawling as she squeaks out another plea.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I throw open the door and sprint down the hallway, leaving Marina sobbing as I wipe away tears of my own. I'm sorry. Well, what a thrilling place to leave this episode off.
Yeah, what the fuck, Amber?
Amber is dealing with some shit, it seems like.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, think about it. She's been using this entire thing to, this entire road trip of hers to put off processing her grandfather's death.
Yeah?
So it was only a matter of time before that caught up with her.
Mm-hmm.
Still, what the fuck, Amber? Anyway, join us next time for more What the Fuck, Amber.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.